Sydney Sweeney just went public with the most controversial relationship in Hollywood right now, and the internet is absolutely losing it. On September 24th, just 2 days ago, she was spotted on her first official dinner date with none other than Scooter Braun. Yes, the same Scooter Braun who Taylor Swift fans have been boycotting for years. And this isn't just celebrity gossip. This could literally reshape how we think about power dynamics in Hollywood. I've been tracking celebrity relationships for 4 years, and I've never seen a pairing cause this much division across fandoms. We're talking about a 28-year-old rising star at the peak of her career, potentially aligning herself with one of the most polarizing figures in the music industry. And the timing. It's raising questions that go way deeper than just who's dating who. Here's exactly what we're uncovering today. First, I'll reveal the hidden timeline of how their relationship actually started. And it's not when you think it did. There's video evidence from April that changes everything. Then, I'm breaking down the strategic power play behind this relationship that could make Sydney one of the most powerful women in entertainment. Plus, the exclusive details about what actually happened at that Jon and Vinny's dinner that eyewitnesses are calling intense chemistry with business undertones. And finally, why this relationship might be the most calculated move of Sydney's career, and whether it's genius or career suicide. Everyone thinks Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun met at Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's wedding in Venice this June. Wrong. Here's the bombshell that's been hiding in plain sight. A resurfaced TikTok video shows Sydney and Scooter chatting backstage at Lana Del Rey's Coachella performance in April. That's 3 full months before the Venice wedding. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sources close to Scooter's team say he'd been researching Sydney's career trajectory since January, right after her breakup with fiancé Jonathan Davino became industry knowledge. Entertainment lawyer Mark Johnson told The Hollywood Reporter that Scooter's approach to Sydney follows his exact playbook from signing major artists. Study the target, identify their career gaps, then position yourself as the solution. Sound familiar? Let's talk about what this relationship really represents. Sydney Sweeney is having her biggest year ever. Anyone But You made $220 million worldwide. She's executive producing multiple projects, and she just launched her own production company. But here's what she doesn't have: music industry connections. Enter Scooter Braun. Even after selling his music management company, he still has relationships with every major label, streaming platform, and music supervisor in Hollywood. Sources tell me Sydney has been quietly exploring opportunities in music, potentially soundtracks for her production company's projects. But there's another angle nobody's discussing: Scooter's reputation rehabilitation tour. After years of public feuds with Taylor Swift, Demi Lovato, and other former clients, dating America's sweetheart could be the ultimate PR reset. One industry insider called it the most expensive image makeover in Hollywood history. TMZ sources describe their dynamic as a business with benefits. They're genuinely attracted to each other, but both are smart enough to recognize the professional advantages. Now let's dissect what actually happened at Jon and Vinny's on September 24th. This wasn't just any dinner. This was their official, going public moment, and every detail was calculated. Eyewitness Sarah Martinez, who was seated 3 tables away, told Page 6 they had other people at their table, but Sydney and Scooter were completely focused on each other. At one point, she was showing him something on her phone, and he leaned in close enough that their faces were almost touching. But here's the detail that proves this was planned. They arrived separately, but left together in the same black SUV. Scooter opened her car door. Fashion experts are also noting Sydney's outfit choice. Understated, but camera ready. dark top, mini skirt, calf-high boots. It's giving effortlessly sexy, but approachable. Every element was designed to photograph well. We can't talk about Scooter Braun without addressing the Taylor Swift situation. For those living under a rock, Scooter acquired Taylor's former record label in 2019, gaining control of her first 6 album masters. The feud was legendary, with Taylor calling it her worst-case scenario. Fan theories are running wild. Some Swifties believe Sydney is being manipulated by Scooter. Others think this is revenge for Taylor, not publicly supporting Sydney during her recent controversy. One conspiracy theory with 500k TikTok views claims Sydney is infiltrating Scooter to get information for Taylor. Honestly, that would be the plot twist of the century. Here's what I think is really happening. Sydney's production company, 50/50 Films, needs industry connections. Scooter needs reputation rehabilitation. Together, they could create a multimedia entertainment powerhouse. Sources tell me they're already in talks for joint projects. Potential collaborations include a music-driven, limited series for Netflix, soundtrack deals for Sydney's upcoming films, and possibly her own music career. Remember, Sydney was actually a singer before acting. She has the talent. Industry analysts estimate their combined influence could be worth over $500 million in the next 5 years if they play this right. Celebrity reactions have been fascinating. Surprisingly, some of Taylor's own friends have been supportive. Gigi Hadid liked Sydney's latest Instagram post. Blake Lively followed Sydney on Instagram the day after the dinner photos came out, but the criticism has been harsh. One anonymous industry executive told The Hollywood Reporter, "Sydney's alienating her fan base for a man with a proven track record of destroying female artists' careers." On the flip side, business mogul Mark Cuban tweeted, "Smart business move. Sometimes you have to work with people others don't like to get where you want to go." So where does this go from here? My predictions. They'll make it Instagram official within the next 2 weeks, probably at a high-profile event. We'll see Sydney start appearing at more music industry events, and I guarantee there's going to be some kind of business announcement. Joint production company, music venture, something big. The real test will be whether Sydney's core fan base accepts this relationship long-term. If she can weather the initial backlash and show genuine happiness, the public will eventually come around. Americans love a redemption story. But if this backfires, it could seriously damage her girl next door brand that's been so crucial to her success. So what do you think? Is Sydney making the smartest move of her career? Or is this going to blow up in her face? Drop your predictions in the comments. Team Sydney or Team This Is a Disaster. And smash that like button if you want me to keep tracking this relationship as it unfolds. Until next time, remember, in Hollywood, there's always more to the story than meets the eye. Stay curious, stay critical, and I'll see you in the next one.